Well, hello there, test 1, 2, 3. Am I here? I think I am. Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, not sure where you are yet. So, hello there, my friends, how you doing? Ooh. Good evening, anybody listening? Silence in the chat. Still, we have viewers. Well, hello. So, what's up? This stream is called Random Stuff. Hey, Timo. Glad you joined again, man. Good evening. So, random stuff tonight. I think most of my streams are kind of random though. But yeah. Nevertheless, still here. I changed the setup a little bit bigger camera, wider view. I hope the image is better now. Tautoons, thank you for the follow, mate. That's really appreciated. Special for you. Let me get something special for you there, since you missed the animation, I guess. Let me get something. Here we go. Snoop Dogg. Oh, doesn't work. Oh, we'll try it later. Failure. So what's up for tonight? Well, I'm planning on not to make the stream really long this time. I usually stream for like 4 hours. Well, it's already past 10 PM, so nah. But I can do some stuff. We could do some stuff. Let's see. What can we do? I have a list, like, and this is like a fake 200 bill, which I use for writing. And this is my list. I hope you can see it, of add-ons I need to update. So I strived off a couple, and still some to do. Sorry about the handwriting, it's like awful. Can you read it, actually? It's like the worst handwriting skills ever, right? I hope you agree. So, where to start? I think I will start with releasing the new InfluxDB. Yeah, would be a good start. It's ready to run, so better than mine. Oh god, Timo. Are you a doctor? Like Dr. Z? I think he has a terrible handwriting, I guess. He must have a terrible handwriting, he's a doctor, come on. I hope the music isn't too loud on your side, cause I hear stuff different. Tune it a little. Let me switch to my desktop. Yeah. Oh. Welcome to my desktop. I've moved to the bottom. Hi, I'm now here at the bottom. Hello. Since I do the most of my coding on the right side, the left side for reference and stuff, so I figured out the right side would be like not logical. I left a little logo thing here floating since it hides my address bar a little. I put myself in the bottom left. I think that's a good place. Not sure yet. And yet again, here the wide angle view now, so I'm not like just my face, but you get some background lighting as well. But I think it's an improvement. I hope you do think so. Okay, InfluxDB. Let's start with InfluxDB. Right? The InfluxDB. Thank you for the follow, Chorium. There's an animation somewhere popping up in a sec. Hold on. The webhook gets slow. I'm not sure why. Just hold on. We'll be there. I promise. I think. Yeah, it's enabled. It'll be popping up. Come on, man. Yeah. Thank you for the follow, mate. That's really appreciated. Okay, InfluxDB. Let's see what's happening within InfluxDB. Whoa. InfluxDB. Get source tree out. Oh my god. Should prepare streams a little. Here's Spotify Connect. Oh, that's one I can upgrade as well tonight. Okay. I've changed the resolution of my screen as well, so the font size should be a little bigger for you guys. I hope it's better read. Good evening, sir. Thank you for joining again. I'm still unsure about your name. What are we doing today? Yeah, I'm doing updates. And I'm doing some pretty freaking, in my humble opinion, awesome updates to all the add-ons. Some people hate them. I'm pretty sure some people hate them. Some people are thankful. Because the update will bring in Have I Been Pwned to the add-ons. And what it does, it checks your password, and if it's listed in Have I Been Pwned, the add-on will stop working and put up a finger. So that's annoying for some people, I guess. I've seen some people with auto updates. Have I Been Pwned is good stuff. Yeah, I do agree on that. I have some people who thanked me privately about alerting them that the password is listed. I think it's a good thing they report it privately. But yeah. So I'm now going to check if I can release InfluxDB. I've tested the add-on. It looks good. Runs. It works. I think it's ready to go. So the only thing I should do is tag it for release. That's easy. Bring up my release template. Yeah, I need GitLab as well for this, since GitLab is building this shit. Looks better on my TV. Okay, that's okay. Thank you for letting me know. Looks better on my TV. Does it always look better on your TV, or is it now better on your? Like, I scaled down a little. I think I'm still streaming in 1080p though. Not 100% sure. Am I streaming in 1080p or 70p? 720p. Not sure. Okay, InfluxDB. Let me see the builds. I should change my screen setup a little. Like, I'm now looking away from the camera. Not because of my setup. And I also turn away from the microphone. This is kind of stupid. Think things through a little more, I guess. Video resolution 9020 1080 display resolution. Okay. Now readable. That's okay. Maris Khan, welcome to the stream, mate. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you for reporting the resolution. So I'm streaming 1080p. That's pretty cool. That on my old iMac. So the stream passed. The build passed. Let me release this shit. Oh, and I think I marked it stable as well. Yeah. So this would be like the 1.0 release for the InfluxDB. Pretty cool. And be sure if you're not using Influx at this point yet. Well, I have to say you should. This is one of the add-ons you should install. I don't care about the rest. This is like golden. Get an old release note as template. And now we need the new things in here. So this is the previous is 3.0. New one will be 1.0. And let's see what changed. Stream looks great, Frank. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you for joining the stream. Cool. Are you at work right now or something? You're usually watching my stream when you're at work. And by the way, multi-streaming at this moment, Dr. Ziz. You should check youtube.com/Frank. It would probably show the same stream. And I'm kind of wondering if the lag is like bigger or smaller. Maybe it's something you could check out. I think you're definitely interested in it. Okay, so we upgraded Halo Land. Upgraded the base image. Set default shell. Oh, this is cool. We enabled SSL by default. I'm really working on just getting in some more secure default settings. Since I truly believe that you should do effort to lower the security, not to up the security. It should be like secure by default, and if the secure defaults don't work for you, you have to lower the security. That's the new one. That's the thing that me. I'm working on automating this, by the way, what I'm doing right now, this copy and pasting. There's a pretty nice bot for GitHub now, which can do this. Home Assistant already uses it. But I actually discovered a bug with it, or at least I have issues running it, so I've reported in an issue, and I hope it will get fixed soon. So I've added, so this will be over as well. And what the thing does is every time I commit something, it would take the commit message and add it into the changelog. So as soon as I would like release something, this would all be in already. Just got home. YouTube is about 5 seconds later on your Twitch. Okay, that's pretty okay, boy. That's pretty okay. Just got home. Cool, I'll check it out. 5 seconds, that's pretty low latency then. Am I streaming low latency? I'm not sure. You're supposed to watch it only on one. Yeah. I guess so. Let me do a latency test, okay? I'm going to say like secret word. Let's make it come on, man. I need a secret word. Like URL to your YouTube stream. Well, it's youtube.com/Frank. Just like spelled in the top of my bar. My Instagram should be in there and stuff. Buy me a coffee links. Just youtube.com/Frank and it should show up. I guess. Not sure. Does it show up? Yeah, that would be the correct URL. Sure, and thank you for posting that, and thank you for tuning in, by the way. Oh yeah, you subscribed as well, right? Why the trouble? Latency to broadcast 1.8 seconds latency mode, low latency. Coffee in a... Yeah, no beer indeed. I don't like... Yeah, I like beer though. Cheers, mate. I'm drinking a Red Rocket. Tube Chef Brewing. It's pretty okay though. Pretty decent IPA. So I drink only special beer, by the way. Most of the time. Home brew. Okay, so this shit can be released, I guess. Push it. Push it real good. Here it goes. Let's do a latency test. I will say I will say latency in the chat, and I will say like latency in here. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, latency, and you could count, right? So that's all pretty. I blame the red rocket. So this one is building. Let me prepare the notes for on the website or on the community. 2 seconds tops. Wow, that's low. That's pretty low. So YouTube is freaking slow compared to Twitch. That's interesting. That's interesting. YouTube has like, but you are dropping frames. Really? On Twitch or YouTube? I have a steady 500 kbps stream though. 5,000. Skipped frames. Where am I skipping frames, Mariscan? Is that on Twitch? Stream health is excellent according to Twitch though. And I'm not dropping frames to restream IO. Interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, watching Twitch stats doesn't bother much. Okay, okay. It's a good thing to know though. So this would be the release notes for the forums. Should fit though. No, the URL is correct. And we should add something. Stable. So let me see. We've updated like influx the tools. That's all. No. Wow, I've never checked. Does this add-on support these? Oh, not correctly? Did I? Oh, I'm getting sweaty right now. Let me see. YouTube says 167 for me, but I have noticed any. Thank you, Lydius, for checking. Restream is probably the one responsible. They probably are, but it's currently the only viable solution I've found to get this to work properly without any effort. YouTube live latency about 9+ seconds. That is kind of expected. YouTube is slow, unless you say I want to be quick and spiffy, but then you would lose like all kinds of features. Your sound's cut out when you turn your head and lean back sometimes. That is an issue, and I know why. I'm going to fix that now. Let me see, let me see. Thank you for reporting that in. Open threshold. It should be better now. Let me see. Is this better? It would open quicker. Yeah, I think this is much better now. It sure looks responsive. Okay, so the pipeline is building. I was working on the influx and I was worrying about secret support. Let me check. Let me check. No, I fixed that. Oh. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Whew. Okay, so that was added. That's okay. That's correct. So release notes. So you can now use like InfluxDB password in the password field. That's a pretty cool feature. Okay, and we have like a little thing we do for the message in the message in our Discord channel. I don't like this song. Let's skip it. In case you guys haven't found it yet, we have a Discord channel now, by the way, so you can join our Discord and, well, you can have, if you have problems or questions or anything at all, just join the Discord. There are people in there, and I'm in there, and let's help each other out, and maybe you can suggest things I could improve, or maybe you have questions for me in general. It's okay. I'm in there. I'm in there. So this has to be marked down in a form Discord understands. Perfect. So while this is running, let me open the community and let's prepare the post there. Boom. So where's my add-on? Here it is. Here it is. Thank you. Only 10 hearts? What's wrong with these people? Like, this add-on has like a freaking hell of installs. Like, look at this, 4K of pulls. Only 37K on AMD? That's insane. So, this has quite a few installs. So why the hell do I have like 10 hearts? Did you vote? Damn. Why am I doing this? Let me see. So I changed some stuff. We should add the things for a new Discord server in the URL. Let me get the snippet. This is the snippet. Hello, snippet. It go here. And it should replace this part. Oh, and I've updated the stability, of course. Where is it? Here is it. That should update the opening post. Shows production ready. Oh, yeah, that's looking good. And now here's the new, should be a new, there it is. Our Discord server, the Home Assistant Discord server, and Reddit. That's pretty cool. So build, how you do, what the hell happened? I think because of the resolution changed on my screen, my hotkeys are not functioning properly, but okay, I can live with that. Boom, 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 boom. Publishing, it's almost there. It's almost there. Almost there. It should pop up in the chat as well. Okay, I've seen the bot just went totally insane in here, in the chat room. He went totally insane just because of it's his first time watching. It is his first time watching. So that's stupid. Okay. And it's published. It's out. Let me see. Is it out? It's out. Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's publish the post. That looks beautiful. Here we go. Should we tweet about this one? 11 love now. Thank you, mister. That's really appreciated. 11. Should we tweet about this one? It's kind of special. Okay, let me update the log in Discord as well. Here's the announcement. There we go. So that's Discord. Sorry, that's Influx off my list. Bye-bye, Influx. Still like Node-RED 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 add-on releases to go to finish the Have I Been Pwned task. That's insane. That's just insane. Oh. Wait, what? Thank you for the subscription, Matthias Freud, on the YouTube channel, by the way. Thank you very much. That's appreciated. Well, another fine release done. Close, close. So what else is on my list? Come on, what should we do next? There are a lot of add-ons I could do. Do you have a suggestion? Something you would like to get updated? Octobox would be pretty cool for myself, by the way. Oh, the Plex Media server, that one I updated already. I should publish it, or test it and publish it. Should we test it? Test Smartman, Thor, I've updated Thor already. Should be testable. Shinobi, Unify. Unify needs to be updated as well. So, any suggestions? Something you'd like? Or should I build a feature or do something new? Should I do something different? I'm not sure. Like, this stream is totally random, right? The title says it all. So you can help me, like, making it more random. I think I'll try Octobox. No, it requires private keys. Plex Media. I did all updates, so that's okay. Halo Land, the base image upgrade, default shelling, cleanup fixes, upgrading Plex, and updating the readmes. Well, that's about it. Done. Let's test it. Holy crap, that guy is driving fast. Okay. So this is a favorite machine. This is the machine that I use for testing, and I'm going to add the Edge repository since it contains the latest builds of all add-ons. I should really switch screens. I'm done with it already. This is like very... Would it be possible to have an add-on that syncs both ways with your GitHub? Yes, it would be possible to do that. I would not recommend it. Two-way syncing in Git is like a recipe for disaster. Even auto-syncing in Git is just stupid. Sorry, I have no easy way to say that stuff. It's just freaking stupid. Do not do that stuff. It's okay, like if you're having like a continuous integration setup, in which case you commit to Git and it would deploy on your setup. That's totally fine. But you should not. No, you should not. Really, you should not just do syncing between repositories. I do a syncing between repositories to GitHub and GitLab, and it's a one-way sync, and even that one is tricky. It fucks up sometimes. I would definitely not use it for my system and trust on it. Not for like my home automation. Unless you have pretty good alerting and definitely know how to fix that stuff. Don't. And two-way syncing is like even worse. In my humble opinion though. Let me see. Okay. Slaap lekker. Love you. Night night. Plex. Here we go. So this is the build. Let's see if this is the latest build. .384, that seems to be the latest build. 384, install, let's go. I'm not sure why people want to sync, actually. What's the reason for the syncing, McFreud? I'm just wondering, why would you, like, what's the reason for the sync? Okay, one way to GitHub is what I would like the most. Oh, it's behind having my current config on GitHub. Well, that's just like, that's self-discipline. I'm sorry to say, but that's just discipline. Like, I'm not sure how many repos does the 41 repositories currently in the community project. 2 of those are from Dale, so there's 39 repositories I manage at this point. And yeah, 39. You have like now 1. You're talking about 1, and I have talking about 39. Plus I have the awesome list, my personal config, and some other projects I publish. And Git is like, it should be like in your I'm not sure how you call it, like muscle memory thing. You make a change, you commit it, and push it. That's just like a habit you need to get, a habit you need to have, and a habit you need to ensure you're doing, and every single freaking time. Maybe you could write an automation or something that you like. If you turn off your computer, it wants you like, did you push it or something? I don't know. That would be much more helpful if you have it in your system, in your personal system, in your brain, to do that kind of stuff. So what about the new 0.76 release? Has anyone of you upgraded already? I'm kind of curious if it causes any problems. I'm kind of scared. I'm really scared. I'm really scared about the new supervisor and new Home Assistant. I'm scared about how my add-ons will actually function on those things. I'm really scared for the new auth, actually. I'm really scared. Okay, did this thing install? Yes, it did. I need a claim code. I need a claim code. I'm going to do this on my... No, I'm not going to do this on my second screen. What the hell? The claim code is just temporary. Plex.tv/claim, I guess. Claim code. Here we go. Let's put it in. Let's see how it works. Start. Does it run? Starting the Plex Media server. Show me the money. It works. It works. I've been on a 76 beta since it launched, so far no issues in my setup. But you're not using hash.io, right? You're, if I remember, yeah, you are. I'm not sure. No, are you? No, you're not. I'm in doubt. Let me look back in my history. Yeah, you are. Okay, yeah, you were. I think I was not. Okay. Hash.io test before release. Next. Done. Seems to be working, probably. I'm happy. So this one can be out as well. I'm going to check the code one more time, just to ensure everything was done. Let me see, where's my list? I should have added my new Patreon page. I have no Patreon, by the way. If you're interested in supporting my development and efforts, please visit my Patreon. So that's added. It's also added to the Patreon in here, Discord in here, HA Discord, new list, check. I should have GitLab CI, and I should have build against the new Hadelint. Yep, newest Hadelint. And the new images should be in here, the version, check. The Docker file should have the new image, check. The build should have the new image, check. The README should have my Patreon, check. And should have the new Patreon in here and the new Discord URLs in here, which is check. The support should be upgraded, which is check. So I think it's done, And releasing this one as well. And did I mark it stable? No, I did not. Did I? Did I not? Did I? Did I not? It was already stable. Wait, what? It is not. Did I mark it stable? No, it was already stable marked in the documentation. That's just an error. That's incorrect. But I could mark it stable though. Should I mark it stable? Interesting. So this says experimental. This README tells me it's stable. So let's mark it stable. It is stable though. I'm running this add-on a freaking lot. I like it. I use it. We're going to mark it stable. Why not? It's stable, it has everything, it doesn't have many features. Yeah, it has many features, but those are provided by Plex and not by the add-on per se. Okay, so we need to commit this and rebuild the stuff. Fine. Just to fix this freaking thing. Question: do you do your development on a native Mac environment or in a VM with a different OS, e.g. Linux? Yeah, that's a good question. Kevin Davidson, welcome to the stream, by the way. I use a mix, actually. I use multiple systems. I use Docker natively on a Mac, since the add-ons for Home Assistants are just like Docker containers. So most of the things I can do on my machine, I could test run a build. I could start up a Docker container and see if everything kind of works. But as soon as I try it on Home Assistant itself, I run it in a Vagrant box. So I have a Vagrant box on Ubuntu, which runs hash.io, the hash.io setup on Ubuntu. And it's actually a public repo, so... Oh. I'm not sure if copy pasting works like so. Yeah, it does. Oh, wow. Since the chat is actually on a different computer. So, KB Davidson, I use this. I've created this one, and it's just a Vagrant machine with everything in it, plus some extra tools, like Portainer, so you can easily get around Docker and open a console pretty quick, which you could do on a command line as well, but that would require you to go in and SSH to the box. I don't know, I find Portainer pretty convenient. And it also contains net data, which shows me like the usage and resources used by a container, which is pretty cool to see. If an add-on goes like haywire, you can definitely detect it, and memory leaks are pretty easy spottable. So that's a thing I use. Secondly, I have Raspberry Pis in my system here, which runs different versions of hash OS, which runs hash.io, on which I do testing as well, since that's a different architecture, right? It's ARM-HF and AArch64. So yeah, well, that's what I use. So different stuff. And my working place is just Mac. I like Mac a lot. I need to spend more time with Docker. I would definitely recommend spending time with Docker. If you're interested in developing, you should spend time with Docker. Or Kubernetes, it's okay as well, but Docker is like freaking accessible on your local system, and it's quick, it's interesting, it's cool. Okay, so we have to wait for the new build. Let me see, what's Plex doing? What is Plex doing? It's building. It's building. It's almost done. That's pretty awesome. It's pretty quick. Yeah, it's only a README, so I can use the cache. That's pretty cool. Are you in? Damn, Frank, I've updated Influx really having the same issue as the App Daemon add-on. The same issue as the App Daemon add-on. What was your issue with App Daemon, by the way? I forgot. I had so many people chatting to me the last couple of days that I forgot like the personal things. I'm sorry. It's so easy to forget names with all the stuff that's happening at this point. I'm so sorry about that, by the way. I think you asked in support, right? Interesting. Since localhost ping down TCP connection refused. That's interesting, since InfluxDB, by the way, does not communicate with Home Assistant directly. So that's an interesting error you're posting there, mate. I'm really interested. Could you paste it to me on Discord? Maybe in a support channel or something, since this is something I should check with the developers at Home Assistant. Since the add-on is just calling the API. No, it's something different. No, this is okay. I'm sorry, I'm confused. Sure, the message you're posted right now in the chat, that's perfectly fine. It will go away in a couple of seconds. It will just try again, and then would go. This is something different than you posted earlier. what happens is the InfluxDB container contains multiple services, right? You have the chronograph interface, the web interface you're looking at, and you have the InfluxDB server, which your web interface is connecting to, and make like nice dashboards and stuff. And those two are working together, but since they're two independent services, it could actually happen that one service is quicker than the other. And the InfluxDB server is obviously slower. But the process manager I use is S6, and it does not have an order, and you cannot force it to have an order. So it just starts both services at the same time, and what happens is InfluxDB is not ready while chronograph is, and it tries to connect and fails. And then it will try again after a couple of seconds, and it would resolve itself. So nothing to worry about there, my friend. Okay, so this thing is building. We need to create release notes. That's something we can do already. I need an all release node as a template. Create a new one. And we've decided to call it stable, right? Okay, I was worried about being banned again, and I'll give you a bit more time to start up. Okay, don't worry about being banned in this case. Oh, I can't wait to automate the shit out of this piece of freaking update stuff. It's really not fun copying and pasting this stuff in every single time. Everything is up and running. Okay, that's good to hear, mate. You've been helping out the project a lot, by the way. Thank you for that, Joran. I've seen you pretty active. You're pretty active on the Discord server, and I've seen some commits of you passing by and some reviews on the documentation part of Home Assistant. Pretty nice. Thank you for that. That's really kind of you. Okay, now we need this part again for the announcement. And you know what I realized? I realized today, like, I've been working on the PRs of Home Assistant. I've been working on the PRs, and if you can see here, the PRs now are like 44, and it's like maybe my all-time low. I cannot remember it being this low since I started working on a project a year ago. So I was wondering, maybe is it October already? We're going to have Oktoberfest again. I was not sure, so I tweeted about it, and DigitalOcean, who organizes the Hacktoberfest with GitHub, responded like in a couple of seconds to me with yes, of course. So we're going to have another Hacktoberfest this year, and it would be really cool to have a lot of PRs again and a lot of contributors and get things rolling, since the documentation is something that could be improved, and everybody could do that, right? But also, I hope some people will join the actual Home Assistant code base and improve that stuff. Hacktoberfest is like amazing every single freaking year. And you'll get a free t-shirt. And a sticker. A sticker. You did all this work and all you get is a lossy sticker. I think this is fine. This can be closed. The pipeline. How are you doing, mate? You're done. Fine. So I can actually start releasing it now. Publish. Here he goes, here he goes. Let's see if the pipeline will trigger. You guys are just too boring today. Normally you would write like everything in the chat, a lot of questions, things to do, getting my mind off the thing I should do, like get me sidetracking on stuff. And you are actually allowing me to work since this is the second release. It's kind of cool and all though. I do appreciate it. But I like the sidetracking as well. Maybe you should do a script which you need set. You don't need that much copy and paste. Yeah, I agree. The thing that actually is going to happen is I'm going to extend my add-ons bot. The add-ons bot does all kinds of things for the project, like maybe you've seen it, like it's helping me with organizing tickets, closing stuff, categorizing stuff, but it also does the actual release. Like I set a tag and he packs it and releases it and generates the readme files and all that kinds of stuff. But release, the draft release and the change notes, that's something I did not do yet. Luckily, someone created a ProBot plugin called Release Drafter, and this one is used by Home Assistant already. And what it does is a bot that detects like there's something merged or something put in to the repo and would update the changelog. Does Release Drafter detect commits now and not just the PRs? Seriously, is that the thing? The Release Drafter detects commits now and not just... I think it does detect the PRs. And I do think it does detect the commits itself, like commits to master. But the thing I had was totally different. Let me show you. There's an issue here open. Empty value for parameter ID undefined. And what it does in my case, it creates a draft release and it's empty. And as soon as it tries to update the draft, it just dies on me. And I'm not sure if that's like single commit related. This was, by the way, a push to a branch, the master branch, the moment it failed. So that's interesting. I've never detected commits from me, only PRs. Yeah, well, the interesting thing is it probably detects it, but crashes. So that's interesting. If I would merge in a PR, would it then work? That's interesting to know. We could try that. We could try that. Let me see. Where am I? This one is building, right? Yeah, it's building. Okay. We could try that. That's how I got mine to update. Yeah, well, I don't like to make PRs for every freaking thing. Where should I go? I should go to github.com/frank/add-on example. And this is like an example add-on I use. This is a fork of the example add-on, and this one is totally fucked up. It's just for testing out the bot, so. And is it running at this point? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I tried it before, but it was so slow to update for me. Yeah, but The difference between probably the way Home Assistant does and most people do is I run like my own pro bot. So I'm not using the public bot that's made available to everybody. I'm using my own version, which is also on GitHub, by the way, so you could check it out if you like to. Since creating your own pro bot is like freaking simple. And it would also give you control over the versions of the modules you use, and it's just really cool. Like, look at the screenshot. It shows like the add-ons assistant, and this case it's the dev version, but on the project itself it would just show add-ons assistant. Yeah, it's in your control, and that's pretty cool. But it's here somewhere. Let me see. Here it is. This is the add-ons assistant. I will share it with you. There are some instructions in it for running it as well. And what this actually is, it's nothing. There's nothing in here. Really, it's nothing. It has a README license, contributor files, templates. It has an environment file as an example. And yeah, well, basically it has nothing. The only thing that matters in case of the way I use this is the package.json. And don't laugh, because if you know Node.js and JavaScript, this is probably not correct. But I'm not a JavaScript developer. And what this thing does, it defines all the different bots that I would like to use and feeds them into my bot in one single take. So I end up with one bot which can do all these things at once. And that's pretty cool. And I would like to add release drafts to this one, and that's pretty new, I guess. I don't think people use this method to run it. Well, it's documented though, but it's pretty easy, right? You go online, you see like the amazing bot, like you see the release drafter bot, and you could click add it to my project and it would add to your project. But what essentially is happening is that you give a third party access to your repo, and that's something I have an issue with. I try to minimize that as much as possible, especially with these bots. Like, it's like so freaking simple JavaScript, and it's like written by anyone. It's not large companies. It's like some person who writes a simple bot and hosts it somewhere online on a free service or something and ships it out. So it's not controlled by a company or someone or one organization or one entity. It's like a lot of people who are building these bots, which actually can do like pretty freaking much on your repos. I would not use them. I really would not use them. I would like to be in control. I would like to know when an upgrade happens, and this way I can control it myself. So about getting you sidetracks. How many coffees did you drink today? Oh my god. Ooh, thank you. Yeah, I need to look into my own probot. Thanks for that. Yeah, and if you're Timo, if you make your own probot, by the way, and you need hosting, I use at site.co. I use this little service, and they allow you to put online like your own Node.js application in like freaking no time, and they do it for free. And that's pretty cool. So site.co is actually running my probot, and I'm pretty happy about it, by the way. So I'll share this one as well. Here we go. No affiliating there, by the way. It's all just plain bare links. How many coffees did I drink today? I'm now thinking about coffee, by the way, and that because I have a red rocket, right? I have a red rocket, so don't give me that coffee bullshit. But I think I had like I would probably have more than 10 today. I'm pretty sure. It was a hard day. It's like Friday. Fridays are always like the most awful days at work, right? You wake up and you think, is it weekend already? Like, has the weekend begun? That's just an awful way to start the day. I'm not sure why. But luckily, in my case, the day is almost over. Heck, in 45 minutes it will be Saturday. And before you know it, it's Monday. And you have to get up early and go to work again. Like, fuck my life, right? Don't get me wrong, I like my work. But if I could choose between like coding all day on everything I want instead of going to work and do things for a company, then the choice would be freaking simple. I would sit home on my ass behind my own computer and creating a lot of cool things. My head explodes. I have like this enormous list of things I would like to do, things I would like to learn as well. I have so many ideas. I have like freaking. I have one of the ideas I would like to do is like typo CI. I have the domain, by the way, typo.ci. That's mine. I've developed like a simple algorithm that does detect typos in code bases and in markdown files. And it's different from actually spell checking. Since spell checking is like worst ever. Have you ever had a spell checker on your code? It's like freaking driving you insane, right? So what typo CI does is just finding common typos. Like if you're having a documentation project like Home Assistant, people would constantly make the same typos, like spelling your brand wrong. So in case of Home Assistant, it's often spelled with 3 S's, like assistant, or sometimes written as one word while it's 2, or missing capitalization. So those are common mistakes, right? But also things like US English versus UK English, and those things are pretty easy to fix. And there are many cases that are pretty like. You can tell with certainty that this might be an error. Not like spell checking where you get like hundreds of suggestions in code, but there's a lot of things you can actually be quite sure about it. So I was planning on making like one of the ideas I had on a continuous integration service like Traffic CI and all those things out there that actually does just this and nags about things it's like almost 100% certain about. So no dictionary shite, just real things. The sentence has to start with a capital letter in case of markdown. Unless, it's a couple of rules, but in the basic, it would work. Just, yeah. So that's one of the things I would like to build, and that would take time. It could cost me months to build something like that. I have some prototyping done, but yeah. We all have that list, but then in my case, procrastination strikes. Yeah, really? Why? Are you getting distracted by stuff? I like being distracted, by the way, in case of the stream. I think the reason for me streaming and liking this is the distraction and doing things different. And if you ever looked at my like commits and following the GitHub channel on our Discord channel, you would probably see that I do like freaking hell of commits. That's because if I like I'm working on a job, I'm working on a job, and I cannot stand anything else. I can get really mad to my kids if they interrupt me. So I don't have that problem personally. I like this just because of the, well, sidetracking and stuff. You know what you should do, by the way? We talked about this with my colleagues today, by the way. Have you heard of 100 Days of Code? And I'm really thinking about it, maybe to pick it up, because it would be easy for me as well. Since I kinda already am like almost 365 days. Well, if you ever see my GitHub, I will pick it up in a sec. 100 Days of Code. And this website challenges you to pick 1 hour a day 1 hour a day, do coding. And pick a subject. The subject doesn't matter. Maybe you want to learn a new language or build a website or a tool. Do something. And you don't have to do the same thing in the 100 days. Just the thing you have to do is code for at least 1 hour a day. And that's not work related, just personal. 1 hour a day, code, tweet about the progress, report at least 2 other persons a day who are doing the project as well. And that's it for 100 days. So if procrastination is a thing for you, I think maybe this is something you could do. And we talked about it at work today as well, since I would like to motivate some of my colleagues to learn and explore beyond their work. I cannot tell them to code, but I could motivate them to do something. And I think it's really a really good experience to do more besides maybe your IT profession job. But do something on this in your free time, since it would broaden your world, right? So 100 days of code. In my case, it would kind of be doable, since I have like just a... Thanks, mate, I will have a look. Yeah. Now, in my case, it would be pretty easy. This is my my GitHub graph. And you would see this gap in February, March. This is when I got the keys of my new home. So I have worked a lot in this home to get it finished. So I didn't have much time at that point in time. But normally I'm pretty active. So 100 days of code is probably pretty easy to do for me. Yeah, I like to code. I cannot lie. But maybe I would do the challenge. I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure. Maybe that's something for like 1 January. Interesting. How's the build going? Is the build done? It's done! It's done. So Plex is out. Hope. Something is going really, really wrong now. I hope my text is still in there. Yes, it is. Anybody else interested in doing like a 100 days of code with me? That would be cool. Like 100 days of coding something. Is Home Assistant YAML coding? No, I don't think so, mate. I do not agree on that's coding. That's like configuring. I would say do proper coding. 100, that sounds intense. No, Dale, it's not intense, mate. Thank you for tuning in, though. No, it's not intense. I was just talking about it, Dale. Have you seen my GitHub profile? Like, for me, it would be like... For me personally, it would be like just another day. Look at here, man. There's just one little gap in here because of I got my new home. But yeah, those are probably the days my wife like sentenced me to be computerless or something. I'm not sure. Let me check. Plex via server. I code a lot as well. I just don't commit to GitHub very often. Yeah, I do code off GitHub as well. A lot. I probably do more coding off GitHub than on GitHub, so that's kind of scary. Since this is like only the public stuff. Okay, Plex, I need to update the description. Let me see, I need this little snippet. Let's make the screen a little wider. the Discord link. And we've marked the add-on stable. That would need the badge to be green, since it's now probably, yeah, it's experimental, so let's make it green. Where is it? Where are you? Somewhere yellow here. Update. I pretty much do that, but there are some days I have to shut off the brain. Yeah. Don't take this personal, by the way, but a lot of people should shut off their brain. Sorry, this is kind of frustrating. I have a frustrating day a little, so I'm happy to drink a beer and do some streaming. Hey, Santos82, thank you for the follow, mate. That is really appreciated. Welcome to the stream, man. Say hi. Yeah, I have a Snoop Dogg. It's for you, man. You're on top of my head. And there's an animation pending as well, but the webhook is slow, as freaking always. So, somewhere there on top, there should be like some cat with curly eye, hypnotizing eyes. Come on. Come on. Give me it. Yeah. Kitty, 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 kitty. The weapon. Ah, there it is. Hello, kitty, 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 kitty. Thank you for the follow, mate. Okay, so this is updated. Let's update the. Let's do a release note in here as well. Reply. Let's paste it. Good old Stream Deck. Yeah, it's a Stream Deck. Well, the actual animation is provided by Streamlabs. That's not Stream Deck, but the Snoop Dogg, that's provided by him. But you had a good answer there, my friend. Great banter. That's it. It really is. And that was actually Stream Deck, by the way. I'm now the Discord announcement. I'm kind of off, man. Announcements, here we go. So that scratches off like Plex Media Server off my list. We're almost done, man. We're almost done. Look at this. I'm almost done. Pretty happy. That's the list of things I need to update. So Dale, what do you do in your like day-to-day life? I'm not sure if you're able to talk about it right here, but I'm just asking wildly, since you do like coding and stuff, I guess, since you're not on GitHub publicly. Are you like front-end developer or back-end, or are you a developer, by the way? Maybe you're like one of those like data center cable guys or something, or hard disk plugger for Amazon services. I've been a developer for about 22 years. Okay, good for you, man. And what's the language you develop, mostly? Or languages? That's a more appropriate question, I guess. I do front-end, back-end, networking, and everything in between. Okay, you're a clone. Over 30 languages now, yeah. There's one thing I don't do. I do most of the things, like DevOps and deploying and service management and networking and switch configurations, and I don't care. And I've developed like Lua and all kinds of stuff, Java. But one thing I cannot stand is front-end development. Like, the first one, whoever says, like, CSS is easy, is like, well, run. I hate front-end so much. I cannot tell you how much I hate front-end development. Like, CSS, come on. And JavaScript, what hell was wrong with people who invented that piece of shit? I'm sorry. Opinions, by the way. I truly respect my the people I know who can do front-end development. It's pretty cool, but yeah, not my thing. Okay, so where we go next? Should we test Tor? Tor is like a bitch to test. I would test it on a Pi, since I cannot test it in a virtual environment because of file permissions and disk sharing and stuff. So let's go to HashIO local. Hello, HashIO. I'm going to switch songs, by the way. I hate this song. Refresh. Let me see. What's the status of Thor at this point? Thor/pipeline. Thor will be quick to release. Yeah, it passed. We should test it. And the version is 2.8.0. Let's start with 2.8.0. Let's look at the Thor patch. Thor. And it's not updated. Okay, refresh. I started with basic, QBasic, HTML, JavaScript, and now I program mainly in JavaScript and Node.js. As of lately, Python. HTML5, CSS, and PHP. But I have dabbed some one-off stuff in various languages like Ruby, Aruba, CoffeeScript, ActionScript, to name a few. The one and only Ruby project I've done is a configuration variable Jekyll plugin for the Home Assistant website. Well, I did a little bit of more Ruby. I did not touch Ruby on Rails, of which I'm kind of proud, I guess. But I did some Lua. I've built a plugin for Adobe Lightroom, which is written in Lua. So Adobe Lightroom was an upload plugin, so pretty cool. So if you have your photos managed in Adobe Lightroom, you could select the photos and publish it and sync it to a public server. So it was pretty cool. That was the thing in Lua. Oh, and Lua is in the old proxy server for MySQL. I started with basic, yeah. I started on my Commodore 64. QBasic, oh man. HTML. I can do some basic JavaScript though. jQuery was pretty convenient at the time, but that's like kind of not done nowadays, I guess. HTML, yeah, I can use I especially can do some HTML, but I cannot like do like the styling and stuff. JavaScript, Node.js. Yeah, well, JavaScript, Node.js is not my thing. Really not. Python, yeah, I do some Python. I've actually contributed to the Ansible project, in case you know Ansible. I've created the macOS configuration bit of Ansible, the provisioning system. So that's pretty cool. But I'm still not programming Python for Home Assistant. And I usually say that I'm not like good at it. I don't think I'm like great at it, but I sure can do some Python. Lua Ruby ActionScript. jQuery is still a huge framework. A lot of companies require jQuery experience upon hiring. Oh, another major language I still program in regularly is Bash. Yeah, I consider myself like a Bash guru. Bash is like a thing I'm really comfortable with. As you probably can see with my add-ons. They use Bash a freaking lot. 7HF. 7HF, so this is the updated version, install it. I do Bash a lot, like most of the add-ons are like mainly written in Bash. I like it a lot. Bash is pretty cool. The thing I always like amazed on in Bash is like it's pretty sexy if you're like following guidelines, and it has a lot of tools in it, but people use it like creating Bash scripts that are like a series of commands instead of adding structure to it, which is a little waste. You can do pretty cool things. Like the add-ons, the add-ons talk to the supervisor API. And that's purely written in Bash in my add-ons. And it does it pretty effectively as well. Well, effectively, yeah, somewhat, but it has error handling and all shebang. So this thing starts. Let's see how it works. It has the new base image running, which you can tell by this line. I'm not sure if it's now in. You can see it now. Is it on the camera visible? No, it's not totally visible. Let me get this thing up a little. I've added this line, which has some debug information for if people copy and paste like the log. It will contain like the processor used, the OS used, the versions of HA and the supervisor, and if they are joined on a stable of beta channel. And that would really help if people report in an issue. They tend to copy and paste this shit in and do not tell anything more. Like, look at this, it's broken, and here you have a log file, and you still don't know which version, which system, which you don't know anything. So I've added this line to help me with that. I'm pretty happy with it. So it's waiting for the hostname to pop up. Let me get Thor out. Welcome to Thor. Oh, I need to update? No, it's just orange, okay. Streaming. Here's my hostname. Don't visit it. It's just a testing instance, I don't care. Feel free to visit it as well. It will be offline in a sec. It is bootstrap though. What's the setting? Oh, it's running on a specific port. Okay. Let's try again. Oh, by the way, Dale, I really love your log viewer add-on, man. That thing is just freaking cool. That thing is cool. Dale has programmed a freaking awesome add-on. It's just amazing. Thank you, sir. I truly appreciate your kind words. Yeah, well, I mean it. It's pretty freaking useful. You know what really would be cool? Well, it would be easy to do, but kind of useless at the same time. Like adding it to your front end. I thought I heard something. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, you could add like a tab and use a Lovelace card to just put it in, or just create an iframe panel. That would be pretty cool. And maybe you could add the instructions to the documentation as well. Okay, so why are you not working? What is wrong? I wish there was an even better way to track the log, and the way it automatically loads the logger component, and if the user has added into the config.yaml. Yeah, well, you could define a service for it, right? But that would be added, need to be added to the core, I guess. Or a component. The lock is a component, right? No, it's not a component, it's a core component. So why are you not worky? This is interesting. Is the add-on not working? Or is the circuit not working? It's a component slash core component. Yeah, it's a core component. I thought so. But that's just like adding a service, right? Like adding a service to the core component that accepts like enable, disable, or change the amount of logging it does. Seems to be possible. To let you down. I'm not sure why this is not working. This is interesting. Let's restart the add-on. Those servers are available, but only when logger is added to the config.yaml. Okay, that's an issue. Dynamic component loading is not in here. As far as I know, there's no way to dynamically load and configure a component while Home Assistant is running. Yeah, that's the same thing I was trying to say. Yeah, that's kind of problematic. I wish you could load components dynamically, but you would have to be able to unload them as well, I guess. And then we have Python. So why is Thor not working? This is interesting. I don't get it. Some load dynamically with integration now. No, that's not dynamically. They're kinda, yeah, it is dynamically, but that's interesting. They're configuring dynamically, and the entities I added dynamically, which can be done. Like you could do an API call with a new entity, and it will just pop up. But if we allow that, servers and devices would able to automatically configure themselves on your Home Assistant instance just by either one scanning the network for Home Assistant instance or two providing an IP host name for Home Assistant. Yes, but it'll be a fairly restricted set. Yeah, that's a very restricted set. The problem would like raise as soon as the restricted set gets too big. I'm interested in how they would handle that thing. Okay, this is interesting. There we go. 4 functions. Okay. I'm happy. Let's shut it down before someone gets in. Boom. You know what I like to do? I was thinking in the car on my way home from work. And this is something totally different, by the way. It has nothing to do with the things Dale said. So, but it has to do with Home Assistant. Like Hash.io, I like Hash.io, by the way, and that's no secret since I'm building these things for it. But there's one thing with Hash.io which most users are having issues with, and that's capacity, like resource limits. And definitely with all the add-ons I create, people are running into like capacity issues with their Home Assistant instances or Hash.io instances. So I've seen people running 2 instances of Hash.io. They have one Pi for their automations, and they have one Pi running some add-ons, and they will hook those up. And in some cases, they actually make the Home Assistant on the second Pi unused, since the only thing it's running is like add-ons. So that's a little bit overweight and overkill, right? And I'm not sure how this works, so I have to learn. Since I do not use Docker in that kind of scope. But What if you could like have a HasOS image for Home Assistant and like a HasOS node to add to your Home Assistant, which just leverage on a Docker Swarm, and you can just install and switch containers to places in your swarm or different services, and make the networks connect to each other as well, and just be seamless. So if you want more capacity or more instances running, you could do it that way. And this would be, we could even go further. You could create add-ons for like room presence detection, and maybe you could just have just one instant of HasIO running and Home Assistant and one interface, and you could like manage multiple installs of several add-ons on the remote Pis in your home. That would be freaking cool. I would really buy that. I would really do that. I would really love to see something like it. Like I have those plant sensors from Xiaomi, which have Bluetooth, and their reach is limited. So it would be really cool if I could grab like a Pi Zero and just run an add-on on that thing that does that Bluetooth scanning stuff for me and reports back and connects and does the thing, while I can manage it from one central point. If I currently would do this, I would leave HasIO, so I guess, or just create Pis with manual configured daemons on it, or provisions by Chef, Puppet, or Ansible or something. So I would really like to like leverage some kind of interaction between multiple Pis or multiple systems with HasIO, like some kind of high availability or maybe scaling solution. It doesn't have to be like high availability, but maybe a scaling solution or something. Yeah, just a thing on my mind I was thinking about on my way home. I'm not sure why. Like I said, the Thor add-on is working. You can ship it. I should not share all my ideas and secrets, by the way. I blame it on the booze. Whee! Crazy. So now my hotkeys just stopped working. Whoa, what the hell did I do? Yep, my hotkey stopped working. Okay, fine. Frank, go to this login with your GitHub. No, I won't. I will, but it's on a different computer, by the way. Oh, cool. This creates like a statistic, right? You've been active a lot earlier on GitHub than me, man. That's cool. Let me try it. That's pretty cool stuff. Okay, let's first get this release out. So I can get another one off my to-do list. Oh man, that HasIO idea is now in my mind. The HasIO expansion, the HasIO expansion pack. Extend your Bluetooth range in your home. Like selling Wi-Fi nowadays. .5. So that's fine if on a different computer just want to see your profile. Okay. Fun fact about me, I like the comprehensions in part, and I prefer space over tabs. You prefer space over tabs. Nothing wrong with that. I mostly use camel case over snake case for naming variables. Yep, me as well. Most productive days are Mondays. I commit my codes in evenings. I commit my codes at night. Not sure if the endpoint exists, but I would nice if the log viewer add-on can show supervise. No, that's not possible yet. By the way, Chorium. Would be amazing. There's a ticket opened by me, by the way, to expand that feature. Maybe Dale, we could, by the way, make that work, but that's a different topic. One place for all logs would need to filter. Let me sign in. How does this work? Log in with your GitHub. That's easy. Authorize. Whatever. Let me take it off screen to ensure nothing special is unlisted in here. So it's still Dale, I've run the freaking thing and it skips like the larger part of my repos. Like it skipped like a whole lot of stuff. Oh, it's still processing. Okay, this might take a while. So this was my Red Rocket, and I really think this is a fine beer. It's an IPA. 2 Chefs Brewing. I like it. Frank, Shell and CS are your 2 most languages. No, it's not. It's skipping a lot of repos. I'm not sure why. Oh, fine. The thing is, this thing is not fair. The problem is you have to give it the correct permission. Okay, that's how it works. Okay. So this thing would not index everything since it needs access to all the organizations in order to be able to actually make a profile. And well, I cannot do that. But let me see if I can improve a little. So it's processing again. I don't do much committing on my own profile, by the way, and secondly, there are like a lot of hidden repositories in my profile which are not shown, so that's pretty cool. I like this tool, by the way. I've searched for something like this before. Settings. So it seems to be skipping my private stuff. That's okay. That's okay. I like list comprehensions in Python. I prefer spaces over tabs. That thing is pretty cool, man. So I've updated my profile. You can now see it. Let me drag it into here. So this is my GitHub profile. Hi all. Have some time and I want to see what you're doing today. Welcome to the stream, Giancarlo. Well, we're like doing random stuff. And I'm now looking at my profile, my GitHub profile, which is generated by Sorcerer, recommended by Dale, who was interested in the fact of my code stuff I touch. Let me see. Wow. What a piece of crap. This is probably, this is misleading, since it would like, if I like use a theme of something, it would just, yeah. So most of my thing is shell, which is correct. CSS, I do not understand, so this is like freaking shit. JavaScript I hate with all my guts. XML, okay, fine. Python I do a little, but the language I like do most of the time is not even in the list. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah, it doesn't show all. But okay, it's interesting. I like to use comprehensive list in Python. Churm, the issue I've run into my head is using the API and provide log. Get updates. If there was a way for hash IO home system to provide a JSON stream for logs, that will be ideal. Okay, I can give you that, by the way, Dale. So. Yeah, I could. You should have asked. Yeah, I could. We could access all the information. I'm just thinking about how to resolve which goes where. I think you could stream. I think it could stream. Yeah, in that case you could just use like Docker output, right? Interesting. Stream log. We could use Docker API stream log JSON. That's just a build command. But you could use the Docker Py. And why would I have to rely on tailing it? That's in this case, you don't have to rely on logger either way. Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe we could do it. We probably would need like a little layer. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you could stream it. It would return a blocking generator for you, so you would have to do some stream selects or just open multiple ones. Yeah, this can be done. Wouldn't it require at least read-only access to the Docker socket? My friend Ludius. I know. I know. So what's your question there, Ludius? Don't rely on the documentation. Follow a project on GitHub and you will know what's happening. See my screen, Ludius. Hey, you know what this means, right? This means a whole new level of add-ons and a whole new different world. We could do really cool stuff. The thing is, it's not like, I'm not sure if I would rely on it yet, since I've tested it, I've played around with it. I was able to do things with the system that you should not do. So we're currently looking in, I should say Pascal is looking into making improvements to this part in order to make it more secure for the users and more warning if add-ons going to start to use these kind of things. Since even if it's a read-only socket, even read-only sockets would still have write access. Yeah. Because sockets don't work like files, actually. So even though the socket is shared read-only, you could still spawn containers, and you could still access Docker and do anything. And that's kind of an issue. We're looking, and he is looking into a more appropriate solution for this. So as long as that's not finished and stable yet, I'm not going to use the read-only socket, but I'm preparing for creating stuff on it. For example, I have an SSH add-on currently on my dev, which you can use the Docker command, and you could just execute commands on the home assistant container and go into it and watch the logs of each container, and straight from my SSH add-on, which is just freaking cool. But I haven't included in the release yet because I don't think it's ready yet. We don't think it's ready yet, and it might need some changes. And I want to prevent shipping it out and then breaking stuff, so I have not included in the last release. But it is possible. Maybe I have a screenshot some here. Let me see. Where are you? Let me look real quick. Here we go. We all know this terminal, right? This is my SSH add-on, SSH and web terminal add-on. And as you can see, I'm running docker execute home assistant bash, and in the container I'm just running hash min help, and it works. So yeah. So this is already in a working state and it's ready to ship. But yeah, I just want to hold on a little until it's like really stable, viable, and definitive. Because currently I have the feeling it can be pulled out any second. So I'm not including it until I'm pretty sure it's there to stay. I hope you understand. But Dale, this is the thing we could use. We could just use like the Docker socket to get the containers. We know how the container of Home Assistant is named and the supervisor is named. So we could just hook up to the Docker socket and ask it for logs. And we could probably do it from Node.js as well. Well, that seems like... Can you run Docker logs mim detail mim follow Home Assistant? Yes, I can. I could. Pretty sure I could. Maybe my my development machine here is still running that shit. Let me check. Yeah, it is. Oh, this is the actual container. I was looking for a screenshot, and this is the thing I screenshotted. It's still running. So Docker PS. So here it is. Let me see. Docker logs, mim details, mim follow Home Assistant. It's going crazy, but yeah, it's working. So yeah, it can be done. That's what I need. Okay, we can do that, and that's pretty easy. Oh, this is doesn't matter. This is a test system. It does not contain anything. Thank you for the follow, Rose Libreser. Rose Sales BR. Okay. Okay, cool. I need Dale to get that. Well, I can help Dale to do it, but Dale, you can do whatever you like with your add-ons, like it's your stuff, but I'm not sure. Thank you for the follow again. That animation was specifically for you, and this one is as well. So I'm still holding back. But yeah, it's freaking cool stuff. I really, it's going to be here to stay. You made my week. Did I? That's bad, man. Did you have such a bad week that I can make your week with the Docker socket? Poor boy. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of fun. But yeah, I think we could do things like we could use the add-on names as well. So we could probably do this to the supervisor. Voila. Well, it wasn't been that bad at all. Okay. But yeah, follow a project if you're interested, and follow the notes and messages, and you'll learn whatever is on its way. And you could help out, right? Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to this. Like doing everything from right here. We could do some other freaking cool stuff. We could, I could ship net data. I could create a net data add-on. I could create a glances add-on. I could create like an Nginx or some other reverse proxy that uses the Docker API to figure out what to proxy and how to proxy it. So the configuration would be that freaking simple. Tell me something more. Could we do any? We could do more stuff. We could do pretty freaking everything. Everything that's possible in Docker can be done. We could create a Portainer add-on. I could create a Portainer add-on. You could just like install Portainer, and like if you're on HasOS and you would like to run a custom container, that would be like a really freaking pain in the ass unless you get developer access. Well, with the solution I have in my terminal now, you can just run your own containers, right? You can start one. And this one I already did, I guess. Let me see. No, I did. Yeah, I did. Portainer is running in this one. I've already installed Portainer, and I did it with just this interface. But I could install Portainer as an add-on, so you can manage your Docker from like a web interface. That would be pretty cool, I guess. That would be cool. Yeah. So what have you created? Yeah. There would be some really nice stuff in there. Damn. A glances add-on would be like fucking amazing. Okay. What was I doing, by the way? I was releasing something. Get out. And it has been released. Maybe I should like create some release notes or something. Let me see. I've created. Let me quickly fix my release notes. Thor 1.5, I believe. Yes, it was 1.5. And now my hotkeys work. What the hell is going on here? Quick, get another 200. I only have 2 left. These are my last 2. Like, this is the block it came off. This, and it's empty. And these are my last bills. I really like these little notes. Like, they have like little lines on them, so it's easy to write on. They're like not as small as a post-it, and they look cool. And yeah, I like them a lot for my quick notes, and they are like 20 cents per block of sheet. So I need to go to the store and get some others as well. And they have like the $10 or the €10 and the €500 versions as well, which is pretty cool. Okay, I need to get Thor. So Dale went away. I think Dale's now installing like the npm package with the Docker Remote API. That would be cool if you could just use this, right? Container attach, stream 2. This is it, man. Here. Look at this, Dale. It's in the examples, Dale. Do you see this? It's in the examples, Dale. How would you know? Have you found the key you have to set in the config.json? It's like only one key you need. Maybe you need raw IO as well. I'm not sure if you need to drop the app hammer, but yeah, basically it's just one key. Not yet, I figure it out. Let me see. I probably could tell you in a sec. Oh, that's it. Docker underscore API port 1000. Sorry, true. Is there a Docker source exposed to port 3000? No, it's a socket locally on disk. It's far run docker.socket something. I will get it in a sec for you. Hold on. Okay. So it's Docker underscore API true. Which you have to add to your config, and so it's far run docker sock. I was hoping to be able to debug from your macOS using HTTP. Doesn't macOS, like, you could use, I'm not sure if you're using Vagrant, you could pick up my Vagrant hash.io box and it will have the Docker socket available as well. And you can debug and run anything you like since it's local. So Docker sucks. Yuki, you do not. So how do you build add-ons? Are you like constantly trying on like a Raspberry Pi in the add-ons folder and fiddling around? That's interesting, bro. I was releasing an add-on. You guys are distracting me. Okay, now I'm complaining. No, I like it. Let me check. I need to add this one. Off to bed, guys. Good night. Thank you for watching, mate. See you next time. Sleep well. Bye-bye. YOLO! Just stay up. YOLO. Whatever. I'm not going to bed, man. I only live once. YOLO. My kids will wake me up in the morning very, very early, and I will regret the fact that I'm still streaming. I will regret it so freaking much, and I'm still working on some code and making like, it's like, yeah, it's past 12 in my time zone now. It's past midnight now. Okay. Yeah, so this would update like the page. Okay, let's reply. I want the last message. Come on. Reply. Let's get in the release notes in. There's not much to say. Voila. And announce it on a Discord channel. Hey Discord, how are you? Pedra Vavirica in 2 more hours. I'm not sure what that is. Pedra Vavirica. Maybe you could explain it a little bit. I'm not sure what you're meaning there, Gian Karn. Okay. So you don't like tennis? No, I don't. Yeah, I like tennis if I play it myself. I played it as a child a lot. I even did some competitions and games and stuff a lot. So multiple times a week I was on the tennis court. But yeah, I don't do that anymore, and I don't watch tennis on TV or anything. I don't like watching sports on TV. That's like, you know, just like sleeping is a waste of time. I truly believe sleeping is a waste of, call me a workaholic or something. I think sleeping is a waste of time. I think watching sports is like, no, television in general is like a waste of time. It's like you're sitting on a couch doing nothing, watching some shit on TV that isn't real, unless you watch some documentary or something, and then people get paid a lot for it, and at the end of the day you'll have been binge watching like 5 episodes and you're like 4 hours in, and bye-bye day or evening. So yeah. But humans need sleep to recover, man. Yeah. So I don't watch television. And so, but I think it's a waste of time. So watching sports on television, that would be like, maybe I would definitely prefer to go sporting myself instead of watching sport on TV, since it's no use. Watching sport on TV has no functional use. It's not what's... I don't get it. It's like there was a pretty important game tonight, I guess, for the region in here, or the first game of the season for soccer or something, and everybody was all day talking about that shit. Like, get out. But I'm just a weirdo. Don't mind me, by the way. I'm installing VisualBox and Vagrant so I can get this rolling. Man, you're on a roll. It's a pretty awesome tool, by the way. I use it a lot. He liked it. I haven't earned some shares. Okay. So this one is released. This one is out. So I can cross off 4 of my list. Sorry, Gencor. I didn't want to. If people watch sports, that's okay with me, by the way. I'm not like. But for me personally, it's not a thing I would be happy. I can live with. Yeah, I would be like feeling guilty when I'm in my bed, like thinking, oh wow, I've wasted some time there. Yeah. Tonight I might have quite a few beers and play with getting stuff going based on target sockets. Okay, Lydia's. That's pretty cool. Some chat going on our Discord channel, in case you have not joined it. Sure, mate, I got it. We're all different, not right. No, wrong. Yes, indeed. And I'm someone who actually not uses a lot of sleep, so I'm pretty happy with it. I can do like... if I take like an average of 6, I'm safe. And I can do like 5 hours for a week and then bring it back to 6, maybe 7 to level it out, and then I'm fine. So I don't need that much sleep, so I'm pretty happy about that, since it's a freaking waste of time. Steve Reno, welcome to the Discord server. I'm not sure if you're watching, but if you do, welcome to the server, mate. And for the watches, if you have not joined our Discord server yet, then I really suggest you do join our Discord server. Here we go, there's a link. And there's someone watching on YouTube as well, so join our Discord server. So let me show that to YouTube as well. That's nice of me to do. I go to sleep when the stream ends, Lucius. How long would you stick around in that case? What's the maximum time you would like to spend before going to sleep? Like, would you be sleeping in like 10 minutes, like half an hour or an hour? I'm not sure what's your plan, boy. Okay, so I've released Tor. I can close up this Docker socket thingy. That's a screenshot. This is a PR I don't need anymore. This is a pipeline I don't need. This is a Git I don't need. Let's leave this one open. So that's looking fine. Let me see, what do we have here? Skalalalafafa is adding something to the Home Assistant awesome list. That's just awesome. So that's pretty cool. Add some new components to my awesome list. I'm still intrigued by this, by the way, in my head. IoT Messenger, welcome aboard to the Discord server. IoT Messenger. I do not need to be at work until 8 a.m. Monday. So somewhere between now and then. I need to go to work Monday again. I have like 1 week. Upcoming week will be my last week. And then I will be like time off for 2 whole weeks. 2 whole weeks I would not go into the office. I would turn my phone off and I would go just like screw the world. I'm going. Oh, I'm sorry. That must have sounded terrible. I'm going like on a holiday. It's unbelievable true. Talking about a waste of time though, but I'm going on a holiday. Sorry, that's not nice to say. My girlfriend would be really mad on me too for saying that. But no, I'm looking forward to the holiday. I'm looking forward to 2 weeks of dedicated time off. I'm going to the beach. I'm going to Italy. I'm taking with me my kids and my wife, and we're going like doing nothing. Swim, eating ice cream, some good pasta. Oh man. So I'm doing CSS now. I prefer space of tabs. My most productive days are Sundays. That's probably true. I commit code at night. Yep. Not evening, night. Interesting stuff. Custom components. What's added here? Let me see. This is my Home Assistant awesome list, which is growing rapidly, by the way. I have now 400 stars. Not that stars is like the best indicator ever, but it sure is an indicator. And Scala, I'm unsure about the pronunciation of his name. I'm sorry, mate. I'm not trying to make fun of you if you're watching, but he's adding the Live 360 and Palo Alto firewall links. Let me see, what's this? Oh man. I'm having a little bit of dry throat and my beer is, I'm out of beer. So I'm going to take a little break to take a piss, to get a beer and to be back. So hold on your horses, I'll be back in a sec. So back from outer space. Not on my desktop, but in the talk screen. Can I like couple like the chat from Discord and Twitch? Would that be cool? Is that possible? Like, I'm going to search for this. I have a PR open, but never mind. I'm going to switch on the desktop. I'm going to find it out right now. Like, Discord, Twitch, chat, bridge. Does this work? How to bridge? Meta bridge, no. Twitch, chat, and Discord. That's an old post. But let's search for it. Dale says the VirtualBox install failed. I didn't say why. But the application was still left in the applications folder. Yeah, if I remember correctly, VirtualBox, if it downloads, it looks like an app you should put in your application folder, but you should not. You should just click it and install it from the DMG. If you open the DMG, you should double click it and then it would start an installer, if I remember correctly. I double click the package installer. Okay, so it's a package installer. Okay. Well, I'm not sure why either, Dale. Nope, I'm not sure. But I would not use like that would be cool. But that would be like an awkward bridge, I guess, instead of like true integration. I would expect, since Twitch and Discord work like so good with each other, that it would just integrate, right? Interesting. Well, maybe another time. Okay, so we have a user here who has opened a PR to my awesome list for 2 new links. Okay. One is a Live 360 sensor. With no documentation at all. And it hasn't been, no, it hasn't been updated for like a year. Which does not have to be a problem, it could still work. It depends on MQTT though. Oh my god. Seriously? I'm not going to link in this one. While this is cool and all that you can do Live 360, but I should not add this component. Discord chat forwarding solutions. Now I'm interested, Dale. Let me see. Copy link address. So we're jumping in something else as well. Again, it's okay. Here are some quirks for getting a SL script working, but it's fairly simple. A streamer/bot must be connected for the scripts tab to appear. You can either create a separate Twitch account for the bot to use or use your own account for both. You need a certain version of Python to get the script working. You need it's Python 2 probably. You need to create an application with the Discord dev portal, which is no issue. Okay. Message forwarding.zip, Discord instructions. Yeah. There's a chatbot. Import. Those are 2 images. Let me see. Okay. And the zip is, this is like a zip. But it's coming from, it's a CDN from Discord. It's Ankbot. Ooh. Oh, that's the thing that was important by Streamlabs has indeed has a chatbot, but it won't run on Mac. By the way, I already knew that one. So this can connect stuff. Stream says the developer Twitch YouTube that provides entertainment, blah blah blah. It's for Windows. Okay, but what does it do? Like, it chats. Okay, it's a chatbot, so chat, yeah. Okay, but what does it do? What does the chatbot do? Develop for Twitch YouTube that provides entertainment and moderation features for you on stream, so you can focus on what you do best, play the game and interact with your viewers. Well, I'm pretty bad at playing games. While I do play games and have played games in the past, not on stream, by the way. So you have like one chat thingy for everything. That's pretty cool. But would the chat be Streamlabs chat bots, bridge chats? Does it work that way? Okay, this is an interesting message on my phone. Okay, sorcerer. Okay, that's okay. They should have written an intro about this thing. It's like, it's only saying it's a bot. Like, okay, fine, cool and all. But what do you do? That's cool. I like that one. OBS remote. This is like a Windows-based GTK thing, I guess. Based on a reply before you message back and forth to Twitch and Discord. Okay. Dashboard programming. Oh, this is pretty cool stuff. Commands of the bot. I use Nightbot at this point, by the way. Giveaway SFX. FFX is an interactive system through sound effects. Yeah, but I don't need that since I have like yeah, stream deck. Betting, that's bad. They should not have added this stuff in. Polling, okay. Minigames, fine. all kinds of bullshit. Defense, song requests. Like, am I playing a radio station or something? Get out. Q. Mod tools. Fine. Settings. You can change the theme. You can change the theme. This is amazing. I want it. I need it. Oh baby, oh baby. Whole lot of freaking parameters. Streamlabs chatbot, Python scripting. That's cool. Basic structure, global variables. Nice, 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 nice. All kinds of shit I don't need. Okay. There's an FAQ. Oh. And it's gone. Maybe it's in a Twitch documentation. Connect Discord bot. Let's add it. Yeah, fine. Linking. Game whispering. Yeah, nice. Streamlabs. Go to connection. Create token. Fine. Fine. Create a remote. I don't need a remote. I have Stream Deck. Console. Okay. Dashboard. Yeah, this is the same thing I already seen. So that's the same. Fine. Get out of here. I don't know. It's based on reply will forward messages back and forth between this and Twitch and Discord, but it would probably need Windows. Like all the Streamlabs stuff to, nowadays is Discord Windows only. So I freaking hate the guys for it. Like the development of OBS is like stalled, and they're just focusing on their own Streamlabs OBS, which is fine and all, but it's not available for a Mac. Virtual inbox installation failed. This is a PNG. Let me see what's in your PNG, Dale. Let me see if we could help you with the error here. Wow. Oh, I can not drag windows from one point to the other. Here we go. So, what the hell can I do about this? Like nothing. That's fucked up, mate. You could check the settings, the firewall, the application thing running. Like it would be in security somewhere. Maybe it shows up in here in general. I'm not sure what your setting is in here, but it could be like a notification in here, like allow VirtualBox stuff or thing. That could be a thing. My guess is that the ASL Streamlabs script will make the chatbot post Discord messages in Twitch, likely on a person's Discord name in a message. And it will also message, yeah, I think so too. If I were to write one, that's how I would write it, yeah. Yeah, I would really love to see like integration between the two. Like if you're having coupled like your this is going to be far-fetched. People can actually link their accounts, right? So why not use it? I checked and didn't see anything, but I will check again. Okay, I'm sorry, mate. I'm not sure why. VirtualBox is pretty much used on Macs, like we use it on work. Like everybody uses it on work on my office, in my office. So okay, cool. I was looking at the Palo Alto sensor. I'm not going to add it in, by the way, to the awesome list. So that's what I was looking at. This PR created. And oh, sorry, I was looking at the Live 360 one, and not going to add this one in. While it's cool and all, it does not have documentation. The user would click it and will be dumped into Codebase, and it has some things in it which I don't like. I don't like the string replacement part and the basic authentication stuff in here. That looks like it is awful. It passes an authorization error on command 1. Wait, what? And it's doing commands executions with curl. I'm not going to add it. In case you don't know, you can look over the SL message forwarding script here. Okay, you've created a guest. Oh, that's awesome, mate. Let me copy it. Let me copy this one in. Let's see what's in here. Yeah. My response format. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. Indeed, it's working like you said. It does simply say Discord username and the thing it said. So it's pretty much exactly what you wanted to do. Yeah. It pretty much does exactly what I wanted it to do. It's pretty much doing stuff I don't like that much, I guess. I'm not sure if this improves things or complicates things. Oh, okay. I guess I'm getting tired, by the way. But I still have beer. Okay, so the Live 361, I hope you guys agree, this is not a link for the awesome list. While it's cool and all, I don't think this is like best practice. And the link, there's no documentation. It's just like, here's a Python file, and I'm going to ditch it. I'm not going to add it to the list. I think the list should contain, the awesome list for Home Assistant should contain like cool stuff, documented stuff for that helps new users find stuff. And dumping a user into a Python file with like, look at this is a Python file, and you can do Live 360 API retrieves and dump it into MQTT. Like, if it dumps into MQTT, why in hell is this a component anyway? Like, if it dumps into MQTT, it doesn't make sense to be a component. It's like you misusing Home Assistant to run a Python script, actually. Okay, let me show what's this. It's Palo Alto. Palo Alto device integration with Home Assistant. For more details, refer to the documentation at Palo Alto. Page not found. So I guess this is template. So this gives you information about the Palo Alto firewall. Fair point. If you decide to install it, I would restrict it to a specific channel stream or something like that. Yeah, I would do as well. Stream chat, Twitch chat, stream chat, something like that. Oh, this creates like a shitload of sensors instead of properties. Yeah, it would. It probably does. I'm going to decline this PR. I think it's cool to add like custom components and custom stuff to my awesome list, and there's some pretty nice stuff on the awesome list already, like people contributed, and there's stuff on there which is new to me, and a lot of people come to the list to discover new things, which is cool. Nevertheless, I do not totally agree 100% on the quality of these custom components. Secondly, dumping people into a Python file is not something I would... It's not the experience I want to give a user when they are visiting my awesome list. So I'm not going to add it. Thank you, Suresh. It was a privacy thing blocking it, allowing it and installed just fine. Okay, that's good to hear, Dale. Awesome sauce. So I think I'm a little harsh on, this is not the first PR for the awesome list I decline. Since the awesome list should be awesome, right? That's the thing about the awesome list, it should be awesome. And I think it's pretty awesome at this point. I'm pretty happy with the contents. I'm pretty happy with the responses I get. I'm pretty happy with the contributions people make. There's a lot of nice stuff in here. Some things might need an update or replacement or be extended, but I think it's a pretty good start. And every week there are like, no, every couple of 2 or 3 days there will be an addition made. At this point, and that's pretty cool. There are many things added there that I had never heard of before, and it helps to find new stuff. It's kind of funny, since this is the Home Assistant awesome list, right? It's about Home Assistant, and I really like users to explore their world. Like, Home Assistant is not always the answer. It might not be a fit for you, right? So I've added to the Home Assistant list a little list of alternative home automation software thingies. Since, well, Home Assistant might not be your thing, right? So I've added alternatives. OpenHAB, Domotics, Gladys is pretty big at this point, and SmartThings, which is commercial by Samsung, which is freaking popular. It is, right? It's popular, right? I'm not sure. It's not popular in my country, but okay. So these are like the bigger ones. And someone said in a PR, and was in here somewhere, IO Broker. I never heard of IO Broker, but German Blue Fox sent in a PR to add IO Broker to the list of alternative home automation software pieces. Here we go. It seems to be made in JavaScript, Node.js, something like that, and it has all kinds of components and stuff. It seems pretty cool. And the thing I did, I declined it because I think I've added the well-known larger projects to the list. I don't want to be an awesome list of home automation software. I want to be an awesome list of Home Assistant with some small alternatives to compare with, or maybe a better fit in case you're not totally happy with the things you find. So I declined this one since I've never heard of it, and secondly, he was doing self-promotion since he was like the main committer or owner of the project. So I declined it and thanked him for the suggestion. But he almost instantly responded with OpenHub, where he compares Home Assistant to his iBroker was it? Yeah, IO Broker. And he said Home Assistant is one of the smallest. Very small. I'm not sure from which planet this guy is, but if Home Assistant compared to his solution is one of the smallest and very small, then I was really wondering what I would see. Look at this. So I'm not sure what this platform is showing me. What am I looking at this point? But we have a very high activity. His is not available. And his estimated cost is pretty high. I'm not sure why. Our developers is very high. We have 2,000. He has 200 developers, which is pretty impressive still for a project, by the way. I think the difference is they have like 25,000 commits, and we have 27,000 commits on Home Assistant. So, okay, so their activity is high. They do a lot of commits. Their contributor count is very low, but they're pretty active. As it seems, it's made in JavaScript. And consists of 1.7 million lines of code. In areas where Home Assistant consists out of 280,000 lines of code, that's interesting stats. That's very interesting to know. So even Home Assistant isn't that big compared to OpenHAB, for example, and compared to the solution IO Broker. I've never heard of IO Broker. Maybe they should add SSL to their website to begin with. Have you guys heard of this project? They have a shop though. Oh, that looks good. Oh. Yeah. Definitely interesting project. Okay, never mind. Things happen. Never heard of it. Okay. Nope. Timur, nope. But he seems a little pissed, by the way. Automate your life. Automate the shit of it. Like we have issues with this guy. Okay, this is the interface. Wow. Okay. Well, I also got a little pissed when I saw his comments. Oh, okay. His comments were in my PR or somewhere else, Luis. But yeah. Saying this, like, Haas is one of the smallest, very small, while being on, like, being one of the top projects on GitHub is, like, kind of weird. In the PR, okay, in the PR. Yeah, it pissed me off a little as well. Like, I like Home Assistant though, even though I'm still not using it probably. I'm having a couple of lights, but that's it. I do like the project. I like the idea. I like the way it works. I like the community around it. The development pace is high, which I kind of like and kind of hate at the same time. But I'm not sure about this one, man. If I were a user, I would see this. Like there's a lot in here. Yet another HomeKit adapter. Okay, that's okay. There's a lot of stuff in here, that's true. So there's many things in here, but it's I feel like it's many of those things aren't updated a lot. Not sure. The interface feels surprisingly old-fashioned. Oh, there was something popping up here. Is it like MQTT stuff? Well, it has a working user system. It has a working user system. Oh god. Oh. Of nightmares. I had a nightmare the other day, by the way. I was dreaming about the new authentication system of Home Assistant. And I woke up scared. And then went to sleep again. I had a pretty nice dream. I was murdered, so that was less scary. Sorry. Oh my god. I really have nightmares about the new authentication system and all the stuff that's heading my way. I'm really worried about that thing. Whoa. I'm not sure what to say about this. I believe everybody should try different systems out there, and Home Assistant might not be fitting for you. You might like Homey or Homey. Homey is kind of cool, by the way. It's a Dutch product which is developed here in my city, or OpenHAB or whatever fits your needs, right? It's fine. If it's something that fits you, then it's okay. But this, I don't know, man. So I think the estimated cost way off for Home Assistant because we do things differently than most other applications. We prefer to rely on separate modules instead of direct integrations. Yeah, I think the price is measured by lines of code somehow. Yeah. Very much explains the lines of code being smaller, yeah, indeed. Since, yeah, the best measuring tool you have in development is like lines of code, right? You can tell that an application is like awesome by the number of lines of code, right? And you can tell that it's expensive by the number of lines of code, right? And you can tell that an employee in your team has been very productive if he has written many lines of code, right? That's all bullshit. Yeah, his argument is invalid. Yeah, it is, but still, I haven't looked at it, and now I have looked at it, and I have to laugh a little more. And like, the Home Assistant interface can actually use a lot of more nice interfacing and more tools for the user to not need their YAML files, or even get rid of YAML and introduce JSON. But JSON would be awful as well, or Neon, or add TOML, or they are all awful. Okay. But this thing might be very well be almost the worst I've seen thus far. And maybe I don't understand it. That's probably part of the issue as well. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, by the way. I mean, I'm intrigued by this interface piece. Yeah, ditch it. But I'm not. I have declined it already, and I'm happy. Now I see this. Seeing this, I'm happy to. I'm happy that I declined it. Like everybody should give it a shot, right? It could be like good, and some people could jump aboard and make it even more awesome. But yeah, this is like a comparison that goes nowhere. The interesting thing, though, about their statistics, and this is I find this funny. I find this very funny. They have kind of removed a lot of lines. So did me. Wait, what? Okay. Don't mind me. But they have done a lot more commits than Home Assistant did. Do you know why? I do. We squash and merge every freaking PR. They probably just merge. Yep. So there you go, there's the difference. Interesting stuff. So there's also very much explains the lights of cone being smaller. So yeah, in his arguments fell like Catstream. Catstream, yeah, Catstream. Oh, there she is. Hey. Hey. You wanna sleep, right? Okay, go to sleep. Catstream. So let's take a list of all contributors of Home Assistant and then compare the list to every part and module used in Home Assistant, and then I'm fairly certain the LOC will be fucked on higher. A fucked on, that's a nice measurement. A fine unit of measurement. Fucktons. How many fucktons lines of code do you have? Oh man, I couldn't imagine how many commits we would have without squash and merge, yeah. I like squash and merge. I really do. I usually do squash and merge or rebase and merge, but I hate merging. Somehow, it's like opinions, I know. People would kill me for it. People would kill me for it. Okay. So if you've declined this one, we're getting somewhere. So this interface isn't made for this resolution, but archive it. Okay. Thank you for letting me know what's going on in the hash.io world. Hello, this person had a very hard time building his Hasio Minecraft add-on. That's pretty cool, by the way. He's building a Minecraft add-on. That's cool. This is on my mic. I don't know. Blah blah blah. Can we edit the lines of code substantial? Mark against the hash to be locked till mid after. That would be nice. Even if just me, I'll look at the lock. Have to get up and blah blah blah. I can see why that applies on a web console with a gray, but it's time to view. Failing that. Wait till I build my own. Dude. Let's not say dude. Hi there. I want to say dude, but it might be a girl, since rumors are that some girls are entering the Home Assistant community atmosphere. Let's not call them girls. Let's call them female species. That's not like, that's the truth, right? It's not like girl can be interpreted as I'm a little girl, which I do not mean. I did not want to make you little. So you're a female species. These people are female species, and well, hi there. Why don't you just get developer access to your hash.io installation and use the Docker CLI? Normally I would use the measurement of metric facton. Yeah, but I like factons. That's just adding an S, and it would be like a fine unit of measurements, like 10,000 factons. It doesn't say anything, but it would like sound like really big. That's pretty cool. Let me see, is there something useful in here? Oh, the add-ons, the core add-ons. I really wish I could help with the core add-ons, by the way. I think I could... What I really would do, and I really from the bottom of my heart, I would even... How do you say this? I would actually offer to adopt all the current core add-ons. I would actually offer that and maintain them at a proper build, continuous deployment integration stuff thingy to it as well. I would maintain them, I would upgrade them, I would allow people to help me and let contributors in, and this is just, yeah. I would actually adopt every single core add-on and put them into maintenance and fix them and build them, make them more awesome, and I would actually do that, since the way it's done at this point, even the configurator add-on, which is made by Daniel, the configurator add-on is in the core, and even he now reached the point where he started his own repo, where people can get a more recent version of the configurator add-on, since like his PRs are pending for like weeks, which is insane. It's his add-on. He contributes his add-on. Come on, mate. And I don't get it. I don't get this shit. I truly would adopt every single add-on, and I would just pour them into my structure and pour them into my CI and make them work. take Dale for example. Dale is now, he has now 2 add-ons in my community project, which is, I think, is freaking awesome. And he made two amazing things. Like a Lovelace, okay, that's like temporary, but the lock view add-on is just cool. It's a freaking working thing, and he can manage it himself. I helped him with the setup, and from this point on, go ahead, release whenever you want to. And yeah, Dale, I for one can vouch for the structure of the community add-ons based on amazing and allowing very rapid add-on development. Yeah, it does. Thank you for that, by the way. That's really kind of you. And I think it does. I think the structure is very, very cool. I think the build structure is cool. I think the setup is cool. I think it works perfectly. And if you look at the core add-ons, it's just a little bit sad. It's just, it's pathetic almost. And the worst thing of all is I offered help, but how? Like, it's built manually, it can only be deployed by one single person. It seems to be like dependent on one single person who's just telling me to open a PR. But the PRs are opened by Daniel as well, and he's walked away from the core add-ons at this point. It's just a mess. And it's really sad, since there are some things in it. And I've even considered like forking each add-on myself and just rewrite each of the core add-ons and publish it again in the community add-ons until we reach a point where they might say, let's switch it over. And it's not like I want to be like the only resource. I want to be like the lord of the add-ons, which some people have. Some people call me like the war of add-ons or something, or publicity war or something. But that's not the case. I created something because I wanted it to be like this, and because I wanted it to be contributing something back to the community, and somehow people liked what I did, and it became big, and people started twittering me, and I have now 1,000 followers on Twitter, and people buying me cups of coffee because I became kind of crazy of people wanting to donate me something. And I do appreciate it, don't get me wrong, I do appreciate it, I like it a lot, but it's not something I participated in doing when I started this all. But if I look at the core add-ons, I would just adopt them not to be more popular or be the one single resource. I would adopt them to be more perfect and be given the attention they need to be like a good working thing for Home Assistant, and especially for its users. And it's just painful to see, since there are the activity is so low. Yeah. Wacky Win Server, thank you for the follow, mate. That is really appreciated. And now we're going to wait for the cat to appear, since my webhooks are slow again today. Here we go. Yeah, I do have a cat here already, but I'm waiting for the crazy cat. Hold on. Hold on. Wait it. Hold it. It's going to be there. Right there. Hell yeah. Wacky Windsurfer. Thank you for the follow, mate. That's really appreciated, boy. And welcome to the stream and to the family of home automations. So what do you guys think about, I know Dale has opinions, but is anybody watching that has an opinion on the core add-ons? Do you think I'm talking bullcrap? It's okay if you think I'm talking bullcrap. You can tell me those things. I don't care. I do care, but I don't mind. That's better. Wow, even one of my commits, like from June the 1st, is still on the first page. And that's from all the add-ons combined. It's sad. Really. I should do something about this, right? But besides this, there are so many add-ons I still want to build. I find it painful. Let's close it. I have so many things in my head, things I would change, things I would do, things I want to do. I don't know where to start. So yeah. That's a problem, that's an issue. And I could do add-ons a little more. I could do more add-ons with ease. My system is like allowing me to do more. I automate some things a little more, like the changelog creation, like, you know, some automatic detections and updating would be handy as well. But I'm reaching a point where that is becoming less necessary, so that's cool. So this is Octobox, by the way. If you guys are into GitHub, this is my inbox, this is my message box, this is my GitHub notifications replacement. If I open my GitHub notifications, I would have probably hundreds of notifications. And this one is helping me to manage them. And this is one of the add-ons in the community add-ons that helps me with this. Like the Home Assistant project itself, I monitor I get a notification for every single thing happening in that project. But generally, since I don't develop on the Home Assistant project, I'm not so interested in the issues reported. So what I do is like, give me all the issues that are in my notifications and drop them, and they're gone. That leaves me with all the pull requests and releases, which is the thing I'm interested in. Since I do try to keep up the Home Assistant documentation project, and in order to keep the documentation in sync with whatever happens in the code base, I will really need to follow the PRs. And maybe there's something interesting. This is just an upgrade. I've checked this one already. Is there anything I can do? Now let's get rid of these two. Hi, Winky Wax server. Hi, of the corridors, I only use Samba and Mosquito ones, mainly because they were not in the community version. Wink. Thank you, mate. Yeah, well. What could I say? I created the SSH add-on because of, well, I didn't like the core version. It's actually the second add-on I created, since I think SSH is very important. I used the Samba Mosquito once. I used the Mosquito one as well. Do I use Samba? I guess I have it installed. I'm not sure if it's running. But how interesting can Samba be, right? Like the add-on is like... The Samba core add-on is like, okay. I'm not sure what I would change about it, to be honest. Unless there's some amazing UI available, web UI available for Samba. I don't think I would change the add-on that much. Mosquito add-on, I would love to change the Mosquito add-on a little. I would expose more options, and I would definitely include a web interface that gives you insights in what's running in the Mosquito add-on. But you would probably be able to do that with like free available applications and even plugins for your web browser to do that same thing. But if I would like fork the Mosquito add-on, I would definitely include like a default simple interface which allows you to peek into MQTT and maybe even follow changes and stuff, like debugging stuff. That would be pretty useful, I guess. I've checked this one, I've checked this one. I'm not sure what about SwitchMate. What's happening with SwitchMate here? Let's move this over. Let's move this over. Oh. Yeah, this has a parent PR, it's going into the next branch, and it implements a new component. I missed this thing. Yeah, this is a new component. So this is a new component, add SwitchMate. I'm unfamiliar with SwitchMate. I'm always interested in what it is. SwitchMate, okay. So I'm going to label this as a new component. That's not much documentation. There's a space here, which should... No, there's not. Is there a space here? Looks like there's a space there. Apparently not, okay. And this is incorrect already, so let's add please use configuration. Local polling, release switch. This SwitchMate platform allows you or allows you? Allow you. Allow platform allow. Yeah, platform is single. Allow you to control SwitchMate devices. To enable it, add the following to your configuration.yaml example. Name is optional, so name should not be in here. Keep examples minimal. No need to waste time on Samba, that works okay, I guess. Extra options like just describe the Mosquito would be useful though. Yeah, I think a lot of add-ons can be more useful, and the same goes for my add-ons. I try to innovate them every single time, and every single release I try to add something new. Not because I want to, not because I have to, but because I learn between releases. For combine those two, we could use similar features, and well, that worked out pretty great, I think. Recently I've added Mosh to the SSH add-on. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Mosh, but Mosh is pretty okay. It's like an alternative to SSH for Mosh. It replaces it. So that's something I recently added, which is pretty cool since I'm going on a holiday in a couple of weeks, and that would allow me to connect to home. Pretty stable, even though the connection would be probably suck. an add-on to make it possible to save data, like InfluxDB and probably high-frequency write data on a network drive instead of an SD would be fantastic. GN Karn, that's impossible with an add-on. If that would be possible, I would have done it. But if you are able to, in technical terms, it's called mounting. So if you map an mount or map a network drive in a Docker container, it would be only available to that single container, and it would not be available to the other containers running. Mush is great with tmux. Yeah, that. And the great thing about the SSH add-on, it's just doing exactly that. Since everything the SSH add-on, the terminal add-on does, is running tmux. And that's how session sharing works between the two. It's already a tmux window, and Mush is just... it's okay. I do not agree about the UDP port range you need to open in your router to make it work properly. But yeah, it's okay. There isn't really... It's probably one of the projects with the lesser security incidents, so it's okay. But it had a security incident back in 2012. But yeah, SSH also has security incidents, so I think it's okay. And if you're having an Apple iPhone, you should get Blink, which is an awesome application, which is way too expensive, but it's pretty... wow. An add-on to make it possible to save data. Yeah, I'm back to that thing. GN Karn is possible, but it would be mounted only within the add-on that it's mounting it, and it would not be available to other add-ons. And one add-on does not have access to the data folder of another add-on, so that is an issue that would not work. That really would not work. So what I currently do for my production system, for example, is I'm running Hash.io on Ubuntu. And since that's my OS, I have access to the whole OS and I can determine what's happening, right? So I created mounts for my data folders for the add-ons and mounts for the share folders and backup folders. So some of the add-on data folders are actually mounted to my network attached storage drive, which has 12 TB in it. And yeah, well, I can store indefinitely amount of influx data. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I see, yeah. Okay, so this PR is reviewed now, so let's request changes. Did I already do now? Thank you. Could I've reviewed your PR? Could you switch made by Simply Smart. This second generation switch is smarter, slimmer, and has a built-in motion sensor for remote access paired with the switch made power, which is available now in the store. And if you buy now, you get one for free. Yeah. Oh. It has Snap built in. That's cool. That's pretty cool. I'm actually really liking these empty buttons in the footer of this page of Smart Switch. Simply Smart Home has this awesome call to action button without an action in it, and I like these social media icons in here. What the hell? Order now. Buy now. Oh. Oh, like you place them on top of them or something? And they will like toggle the actual switch? Is that an idea? Is that how they work? Oh, really? That is kind of cool. But it probably would not work with the European stuff, I guess. That's cool. And just for backups, instead of using the example Dropbox, being able to just move files to a network drive. Yeah, that still would not be possible since the, for example, take the InfluxDB add-on. It stores its data in a data folder that is offered by Hash.io as the folder where to store data. And that data folder is specifically for the InfluxDB add-on and is only accessible by the InfluxDB add-on. So even if I create a second add-on for backupping stuff, it would not be able to access the Influx data folder. It can create snapshots and access the snapshot, but it would not be able to access the actual data folder of Influx. That would be an issue. So that's still not an option. At GNCAR, I use an automation to create weekly backup schedule to a server to move them to my NAS and working perfectly for Max. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, Josh. Yeah, you could actually just indeed, you could just like trigger a snapshot, which has a service for it, I guess, or you could use the. Is there a service? I'm not sure, Mosh. Josh, is there a service? I'm not sure, but. If there is not, you can still use the API of the supervisor, create a snapshot, and just use a copy command or an SCP command or a move or something like it. I'm not sure. But this is actually a pretty cool thing. It's just plugged on an existing switch. There is a service, 1 second. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not a Home Assistant user myself, as in I have a system, I have some lights in it, but that's it, and no automations whatsoever, so yeah. I'm not so familiar with Home Assistant yet. So now we have reviewed this one. Two. So what do we have here? I'm just adding like everything Alexa does into the logs. Okay, fine. Hash.io.snapshot underscore full and hash.io.snapshot underscore partial. Okay, that's cool. Sensorstation. Cool. So you can trigger that with automations. That's pretty smart. And just push it out. Action data template files full snapshot with a name you define to the surface, alias, automatic hashing backup condition, time of week, Monday, automatic backup trigger. Okay. Never trigger on midnight, by the way. That's usually a bad idea. So if I would recommend you to do something like trigger it like at 3 AM, 4 AM or something like that, but never trigger automations and stuff on midnight. Like backups and stuff, don't do it on midnight. It's the baddest moment of the day. That's the baddest moment for backups of the day, midnight. Backup trigger, you can use Dropbox add-on together with Node-RED automation. Josh, the reason why I said that, by the way, for midnight, is usually if you go into like all computers in the world and like general system administrators and how cron tabs work and how people schedule things, people tend somehow, I'm not sure why, like everybody in this freaking world is like scheduling stuff at midnight, exactly midnight. And I think it's logical because it's a day change, right? So you want to back up for the day. But the thing is, since more systems do this, the likelihood of your backup being run. Whoa. NC Rob, welcome to the stream, mate. Thank you for the follow, and this little kitty is for you. You want a Snoop Dogg? You want a Snoop Dogg with a kitty? You want a dog to go with a kitty? The kitty dog? Yeah. Smoke weed every day. Thank you for the follow, mate. That's really appreciated. But I was explaining why midnight is a bad idea. So you're starting the backup, and since most systems do stuff at midnight somehow, because everybody thinks midnight is like the logical point to do, it might be your backup is being interfering with actual system updates, or your backup ends up incorrupt because of things changing on the system, or your system would be way too busy at some point to do things. And yeah, I would generally plan backups like 2 AM, 4 AM, 5 AM in the morning. Like, that's the times you're still asleep and all those things already happened. So yeah, that's something I would prefer. Thanks for the info. Chance no, but my automation is moving fast to Dropbox. That's cool. Thank you for the follow. I want to change the Dropbox for a local net. I would like to change Dropbox for a local network drive. Yeah, G and Karn, you could do it differently as well. You can use probably use SyncThing, which kind of syncs your stuff to a different machine without using like a cloud storage platform, if that's the point. So that might be a solution as well. So what do we have here? It is possible to configure MPD without volume, play support, blah blah blah, and this would just handle missing things. Start. Whoa. Okay. Fine. Not really special. Nice. So we have a new transport system in coming into Home Assistant with no changes. Can somebody explain to me what the PR is doing that I'm looking at? Does anybody with any Git knowledge watching my stream right now, or any contributor or any open source person thing watching my stream, like, what the hell is this? Like, somebody actually took like the time to fill in the description. And no change. Yeah, I was syncing to Dropbox and I was using Windows 10 Drive Sync of Dropbox to create a second version backup of a network drive of all Dropbox, okay? Placeholder PR with an empty commit. Yeah, it could be, but at least have the decency to add like work in progress to it. But quite possible, yes. But it's weird. Like opening PR without mentioning it. And well, yeah. Context restore migration. This I don't need. People are probably being mad about this one. Yeah. Okay, bye-bye. Let's look at the documentation. Not of my care. Updates the statistics sensors. What's in here? Adds documentation for precision settings and update exported attributes. It has a parent PR. It's a first time contributor to the documentation and a first time contributor to the Home System project, which is also pretty great. I like new contributors. I really think we should cherish them. So a lot has happened here. It's like old. Not sure what to do with this. Let's see what's the change. Oh, okay. It adds a precision. Fine. Well, why don't people just say what it does in the title? Okay, so this thing has a parent. Is started against the wrong branch. Since this is a new feature, it should be against the next branch, and it's the current, so it needs rebasing. Should be then in progress, since the user has to do something. It's a new feature, and we could add this one in. So that would end up with like this. Nice. And we're going to assign the user in this case, which is Flower. Here we go. Maybe we can just change the base, by the way. Let's try. No! Shall I rebase it for this guy? We could rebase it. Or shall I leave the task with him? He's a new user. We should cherish new users, right? Let's do that. Let's rebase it for him. No, not master. Git remote add. This is PR 6034. And his base branch is called statistic rate of change. Yep. This would give me like his statistic update, which is only one commit as far as I can see. Yep. Git rebase onto origin next indeed. PRS 6034, only the last one. Don't you ever sleep, don't you? You're still awake, sir. Why are you here? Hello, Mariscon. How do you do? No, I don't. Sleep is a waste of time, and I told you many times before. Okay. Git log. So that's rebased pretty nicely. Let's push it out. Git push. I agree, though. Okay, that's okay, mate. So that's rebased. So that's how you do rebase in like 1 minute. Ready for review, and it's next. Release the PR on the next branch, since it depends on code for a next release. Yeah, I'm going to continue this tomorrow. I'm done for tonight. You have a point, Mariscon. It's like almost 2 AM in my time zone, and I think it's been okay. I've been streaming like 3 hours and 50 minutes, which is almost 4 hours, which is like my average. And even though I started late, I made it late, and I'm not now really getting tired and in need for sleep. And tomorrow my kids will be early again. And while I don't need much sleep, I do need some sleep. So I would thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it tonight. Thank you for all the help and the discussions and all the things happening. Thank you for getting some rest. Yeah, thank you, GM Karn. I think it's okay for tonight. I think I've done a lot. I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed the discussions and all the things happening. Have a good night rest, mate. Yeah, you too. You should go to bed as well, mate. We are in the same time zone, Mariscon and I, so I'm pretty sure he has to be sleeping as well. Wacky Server 99, thank you, sir. Josh, thank you. You got some coffee for tomorrow. Oh, thank you very much, sir. That is really appreciated. Thank you very much. Good night. For me, it's also 2 AM. Okay. And see Rob. Cheers. Learned a lot. You did. Oh, that's cool, mate. That's cool. I hope. If you have any requests for stuff I should do, or things you want to learn, or things I should explain, and things I actually know, or maybe I could learn as well, please just let me know. I'm really happy to show stuff. It's just 2 and I don't have kids or such thing. Yeah, and you are on a holiday, Mariscon, right? You're off work at this point, so that's kind of cool. Nevertheless, thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye. Where's the button? Oh, this is the button. Bye.